Welcome to Death in Her Shadow. I'm Shadow Phoenix.
I'm Death Witchling.
And today we'll be reviewing
Deadman Wonderland.
Welcome back to our October month specials. So, I, for one, have not seen this anime yet.
No?
So, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm getting real pumped for all the thriller gore stuff. And I've seen a little bit of this one before, like a couple episodes here and there, but not too much. I just know a little bit of the premise of it, but that's about it. So I'm really excited to get back into this one.
From what you've told me, I'm gonna love it. I really want to see it.
Yeah, it is a more gory one too, from what I remember of it. So in summary, Ganta is convicted of a crime he didn't commit. He's locked up in Deadman Wonderland, where prisoners are forced to fight gladiator battles for tourists.
So it kind of fits the genre of adventure thriller.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm very curious if it's just kind of like a battle royale kind of style, but
how would it actually fit into that genre?
Well, I think it's the gore and stuff, but there are some aspects to it that are a bit more out there, and you'll see that when we get into it. I don't want to give too much away from what I remember.
Okay.
But it does fit in right with our theme.
Okay.
So, we'll get back to you guys after we've seen this anime.
So now that we've watched this anime, what do you think of it?
I actually really, really enjoyed this anime. There was a lot of action, a lot of more gory stuff, and things you want to see in a horror and more Halloween-y type anime. So
absolutely necessary.
It was really what you were looking for. And it really kept you guessing, like with the characters and their motives and what was really going on. Like some things seemed kind of obvious, like you could piece them together, but then something about it you wouldn't expect happens, and it's just really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. What I wasn't so happy about though was because this is supposed to be like a darker themed anime, all of their darker scenes, like scenes that are supposed to be taken in like underground and in darker places, you can, like some of them they do well. Some of them you can really distinctify between people and what's going on in the scene. But a lot of them it's so hard to see. And so many of them, I felt like they just had a black screen and were having people talk. And I could not see anything of what was actually going on. And that was really, really frustrating for me. Like, it really, I felt, took me out of this anime that otherwise I found really enjoyable. What did you think of it?
I really liked this anime because it was almost never boring. There was always something going on. And, like, you got so attached to some of the characters that when something bad happens, it just kills you inside.
Yeah, like it really does hit you emotionally. You can connect with the characters really easily.
And what I found really good about this show, that a show like this absolutely has to have, was all that blood and gore and destruction, and it was just amazing. It was so well done.
They did those so well. Like, I was very impressed and very happy with it, that's for sure. So then did you feel that it lived up to its genre of like that action thriller?
Almost definitely. You always got this action-packed show, and it was just something was always going on, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I felt like there was never a moment when, there wasn't much going on. There were a few scenes here and there, but they never lasted long, and even those seemed like really suspenseful. Like you were like just waiting for something to happen.
And like the thriller part of it definitely got it, because like they're literally in a prison fighting to the death.
Yeah.
And it's like awesome. Who is your favorite character? Who do you think did it the best? And
who do I just like overall?
Yeah.
That would have to be Crow. It would have to be Senji.
Same here.
He was just my favorite character. Like, and I mean, he was just that kind of badass, like just kind of went with the flow. I mean, his fighting style was really cool. He was really nice that even though he faced off against Ganta, like he was still willing to help him train. You know, he was that nice guy, and he didn't.
It's because he was like, oh, it's just a little kid'll beat him so easily, and when he lost, he gained that respect for him.
Well, and I think it's also he is really good at distinctifying between, you know, they're in this ring, they're in this combat, and they don't have a choice, right? Like it's a fight for their lives, and he can't really hold that against anyone, especially since he's doing it himself. But I really, really liked the extra episode at the end, the OVA, that gives you that background on Shinji of like before this prison was opened, about like his background.
What I really liked was when it first came up, I was like, seriously? But Ganta's the main character, and I already love Senji, and all I heard was, it's a fight to the death. So I'm like, one of them is gonna die.
Yeah.
Ganta's the main character, so he's obviously gonna win. Yeah. But I love Senji.
Yeah, right? Like, right off the bat, you gained a feel for the character. Like, you really liked him. You liked his attitude and his personality and stuff. And I mean, yeah, that background they give you at the end, just, it makes you feel for him so much more. You can relate more, you know, and it kind of gives you a good feel for why he is the way he is. And
I really liked him in the anime because he was, when you first meet him, he's this really badass, mysterious, you know nothing about him.
He seems like a really angry, creepy character. But he turns out, you know, not necessarily to be. And I think it's crazy to think that he came from this background of being a cop after this major disaster to being in this prison.
In the OVA episode, you hear the other cops, you hear that he was a criminal, and then he turned cop,
and then he was
and
a
then
cop.
He did something again, probably went on a rampage killing people.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say, because remember, Ganta was framed, and by the sounds of it, the other ones probably were too, because of their branch of sin, right?
A few of them,
at least, right?
A few of them, you know, they definitely did do their crime.
Yeah. But the other ones, you're like, okay, yeah, we saw that Ganta did nothing. He was obviously framed, so maybe some of the others were, and maybe Crow was one of those people. But in talking about favorite characters, another character I really like that I want to kind of touch on, because she is a really main character, and there's so much about her that we know and yet we don't know, is Shiro. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Shiro?
Well, it's kind of hard, but as soon as the first time you saw her have that big smile, I was like, she's the Red Man.
Yeah.
Instantly, I was like, that it's her.
Yeah.
But she's so mysterious, even though that Ganta knew her from when she was young, when they were younger.
Yeah.
He, even after all these hints that she is the Red Man, he never figures it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the way he sees her and how she acts around him.
Yeah. And I think even, especially in seeing the memories from when they were little, it's pretty obvious to see that she has this split personality that's kind of related to this lullaby she sings, and it makes you really curious to see, you know, what happened to develop that. And because of the way her branch of sin is, obviously we don't see her fight in the ring. She doesn't have a tag on her. No one from the general prison really knows who she is. She's obviously this really, really special person. You know, like, it makes you think, because in the flashbacks we see that, you know, she was in this position. She was clearly a special child before the disaster happened. Yeah. It makes you think, okay, maybe she was the original. Maybe she's the reason.
She caused it.
She caused the disaster.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially since like the branch of sin she gave Ganta was like at the end you see it connects them and it makes him so much more powerful than the others because of that. And there's just so much mystery around her, and she's a character that's a real wild card, and
Definitely.
I want to know what is going on.
Yeah. Okay, so of course for this anime the rating has to be out of Branches of Sin.
Of course.
They were like the whole thing the show was based on.
Yeah.
So what would you give it for rating?
For rating, I would have to say about an 8 out of 10. Like, this anime was really well done with a lot of its visuals, with its intro, with all the action, you know, with the creativity causing the gore, and just the character development, and, you know, things you thought were predictable and then turned out to be a little different. And it was just, there were so many things that it did so well that I wanted it to. And, you know, despite some of its downfalls, like the darker scenes and the outro, it was still a really, really good anime that I would highly recommend. And one that, because I liked it so much, and there is no second season for it.
It pisses me off.
That I'm definitely going to be reading the manga after this. Because
same here.
I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
So what did you think of it? Like, what was your rating?
Probably an 8.5, maybe, about what you said, because mostly the same reasons. It was so good. Great intro.
Yeah.
Amazing anime. But, like, with the dark scenes, they just could have done them so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, even added just, like, a little bit more light so you could actually see.
And, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they had some darker scenes that they did have it that way. You could still see. Like,
and the intro or outro, too, it brought it down so much.
It really did. It was very disappointing.
Yeah. But yeah, about 8.5.
Okay.
So I guess that's where we're ending off this video. And of course, if you like the video, please hit that like button. And as always, please leave comments, anything you want to say to us.
Yeah,
animes that you'd like to recommend, anything.
Any questions you have for us that you want our opinions on the anime, or you want to share your own opinions, we'd love to hear from you guys. Obviously, everyone will have a different opinion on the things we review. And it's always good to get involved with our slowly growing community.
Yeah.
So of course, if you like our videos, like what we do, like what we're putting out, hit that subscribe button.
Hit that bell icon to make sure you always stay up to date for when we put out videos.
Yeah, of course, we're doing all our Halloween fun, gory, crazy stuff this month. So that's lots of stuff to look forward to.
So yeah, see you in the next video. Welcome back to our October.
Our October.
Okay.